The Lib Dem victory in North Shropshire has sent shockwaves through the Conservative Party. It's the first time in almost 200 years that a Conservative candidate has not won the seat. And the Lib Dems didn't just win by a narrow margin.
Liberal Democrats, 17,957.
That's a 34% swing to the Lib Dems last night. It's the 7th largest swing in a by-election since the Second World War. Many are pointing their finger at the Downing Street parties, and of course the Lib Dems seized on all those allegations after the Mirror got hold of a picture this week of 24 people crammed in a room at Conservative campaign headquarters with a smart catered buffet on the side of the room. The Lib Dems used that in their digital advertising in North Shropshire this week. Other MPs have pointed to the effects of sleaze, obviously very closely connected to this by-election. It was of course sparked in the first place by Owen Paterson stepping down after he was found to have broken rules on lobbying. Tory MPs are already concerned that the scale of this humiliating defeat is a verdict on Boris Johnson's premiership.
Our country is crying out for leadership. Mr Johnson, you are no leader.
Already there's been lots of talk of leadership campaigns beginning to take root, even some reports of some campaigns looking at recruiting staff. This is only going to escalate in the wake of the by-election defeat.
Voters were fed up and they gave us a kicking.
The Tory party chairman, Oliver Dowden, has been fielded on the airwaves.
They are saying to us that we have to focus on the core job at hand. And I'm saying to you and to your viewers, that is exactly what we will do as a government.
There's no attempt to spin what is clearly a terrible defeat for the party. The harder question for Oliver Dowden or any frontbencher, the Prime Minister himself to answer, is about how he can change to win back the confidence of his backbenchers. His supporters call him a maverick. His critics say he thrives on chaos. But what's really needed in government is someone who plays by the book, who has focus, who has grip. There's growing concern on the Tory benches that he lacks the ability to get the grip and the focus really needed to get his administration on track. This week, I've spoken to a significant number of rebels who joined the revolt against COVID passports on Tuesday night.
The noes to the left, 126.
Wow.
Many of them warned that all eyes would be on North Shropshire in the wake of that significant revolt, the worst yet of Boris Johnson's premiership. One MP said to me, "Look, it's sad when your friend loses his seat, it's upsetting, but when you think you're going to lose your own seat, that's a whole different ballgame." And I think that that's a really important point in the context of North Shropshire. This was one of the safest Tory seats in the country. True blue area, very rural, many constituents working in farming and food sectors. It was very pro-Brexit, the area. You couldn't get a seat that was more likely to stay Conservative. Indeed, this one has returned a Tory candidate for 191 years. So it really is a seismic change today for the Lib Dems to win and win so handsomely. What we do know is there's a lot more talk around potential leadership rivals to Boris Johnson. Lots of people talking up Liz Truss, also Rishi Sunak. On the other hand, many Conservative MPs still feel quite sceptical about the viability of any other candidate. One MP said to me, "Look, it's actually relatively easy to oust a leader, but a leadership contest is a very painful process, and identifying and coalescing around a new candidate is much harder for the party to do." Overall, it doesn't seem like there's going to be immediate action against Boris Johnson in that sense, but there will be growing clamour for him to get his administration back on track and return in the new year with a real reset and relaunch that speaks to his own ability to grasp his leadership, as well as just the usual tactics of perhaps bringing in a grey-bearded advisor or shuffling his top team.